Hello Cap, welcome to your overview for 2023. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please make sure you check all your placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you at this time. As always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please take the bits that do resonate and leave the rest behind for somebody else. Now, a couple of disclaimers. Construction happening as always next door, so you will hear a drill. Really sorry about that. And secondly, every single sign is hearing this speech from me, and I really don't want to make it, but I think I have to. So I've been putting a lot of work into these videos and on this channel, Cap, and for some reason the YouTube algorithm hates me. Okay, my videos are not being recommended, they're not even showing up in search, and I have done everything possible to change that, right? I've been looking at my keywords, I've been looking at all my analytics, but for some reason it's not really working in my favor. So I don't want to be one of those readers who begs for views and likes and comments and all of that, but I feel like I need to because this is what I'm doing for a living, right? And it's a little disheartening when you're putting in so much work and nothing's really panning out. So I want these videos to reach as many people as possible because I want to tap into that collective consciousness, right? So whatever little gesture you could do for me, whatever you're comfortable with, whether it's liking this, sharing it, subscribing, commenting, whatever, right? It will be appreciated. Okay, thank you, Cap. I hate to give spiels like this. Really, I'm not one of those people, but what can you do? All right, now we're using the tarot of the light and the shadow, and we're going to be using the shadow deck to look at what it is that you need to leave behind, and the light deck to see what it is that you can embrace and look forward to in the new year. And I'm going to be giving you an overview of all 12 astrological houses, and if you don't know what they stand for, I will explain their significance as and when I'm pulling your cards. Okay, now your first house is ruled by Aries. Everybody's first house is ruled by Aries, and this is how you show up in the world. Okay, this is your identity. This may not be how you see yourself, but it is the energy you carry forward when you enter a room for the first time. Okay, this could be even just your physical appearance. So let's see what you are leaving behind. Who got this? I think it was Sagittarius, if I'm not wrong. They had the Fool in shadow. So I feel, Cap, that you are leaving behind recklessness. Now, of course, this is an overview for 2023, but this for me is the transit that we are experiencing right now, which is Mars in retrograde. And when that happens, we become a little careless, we become a little reckless, and we don't really think of the consequences of our actions, and we just take leaps. Okay, I wouldn't even call them leaps of faith. I would just call them, well, carelessness, right? So you may have, this could even be foolish people. No joke. This could be people in your social groups who could be pretty foolish, who could be a little chaotic in their energy, right? And that could be influencing yours. What are you embracing? You're embracing the Seven of Pentacles, which is beautiful because you're embracing the concept of correct investment. The Seven of Pentacles is a waiting time, is a waiting period. This is not taking risks. This is investing very wisely and patiently waiting to reap your harvest, right? So I feel like if there was any kind of chaotic energy in your environment or even within yourself, I feel like that is changing. You know, that energy of having all that drive and motivation to do something but not knowing where to direct it, that is shifting. Some of you may even be, let's say you've been very nomadic, right? You've been traveling a lot and it's getting hectic for you. Okay, you're not traveling for fun. I feel like it's time for you to set down roots. And a Capricorn loves doing that. You are an earth sign. So there is a little bit of stability coming in, and there's a little bit of harmony, beautiful. Anything that seemed risky, that seemed unpredictable, even, especially when it comes to your finances, I feel like you're getting opportunities now to stabilize them. We have harmony. Come on, Sun and Libra, that's balance. I feel like, again, whatever has been off kilter and unbalanced and unharmonious is coming into balance. I'm also getting, if you've been investing a lot of time, energy, money, resources on a particular career or even a relationship or even in a friendship, and you may have felt like you weren't getting a return to that investment. I see that changing. Okay. Now, your second house. Your second house is ruled by Taurus, and this is, it's a beautiful house for you. This is the house of your personal income, okay? This is your personal resources. It has nothing to do with anybody else, unlike the 8th house, which we will get to. That talks about other people's money. That affects you, right? This is you, your stability. Whatever that is going to help you retire early, right? Leaving behind the Queen of Wands in shadow. All right, that's interesting. I'm getting frivolousness. I'm getting if you were investing your time in something that you knew didn't have long-term potential, no matter how much passion it brought out in you, okay? Sometimes this happens, right? We love doing something. It may be a creative project or a hobby or something like that. And we may feel that it's okay for us to monetize on it. Sometimes we really can't, right? It's only there to make our hearts happy, not our wallets happy. And I usually don't like to bring that up because I am someone who loves to follow my passion, especially when it comes to my career. But here there is something that, again, with the Fool in shadow, the Queen of Wands is a very similar energy for me. It's something that is risky, right? And with the Strength card, I feel like you need to almost hone in on what you are really good at. And if you feel that you can't monetize on that and there's something new that you want to start, this is a great time for you to train yourself, to strengthen yourself. Okay, some of you may even be in the fitness industry. It is possible. But there is some kind of ascension that needs to happen here from something that was, I'm almost getting like a page energy from the Queen of Wands here, right, in shadow. I'm getting something that just wasn't solid enough, right? Working towards something, again, like with the Seven of Pentacles, something that is going to be stable for you, something that is going to strengthen that root system that we've been talking about. Control, beautiful. There we go. Saturn in your sign, Saturn in Capricorn, 10th house energy, which is about your career. Some of you may actually even be bossing up. There's a temple next door. You will hear a bell. You may be bossing up in the sense you may be getting promoted. Some of you may be starting your own businesses, right? The Queen of Wands can also be an authoritative and very controlling authority figure. It could be a boss. It could be someone who is, again, very reckless, right? Someone who doesn't really have a direction, have a sense of purpose, and someone who just expels their energy willy-nilly. I feel that you are the one taking control now, and you are bossing up. I absolutely love that. Saturn in your sign, it's exalted there because Saturn rules you, right? So Saturn showing up in this 10th house energy, I feel like that's a blessing. I'm almost getting Jupiterian energy, expansion. So if you are hoping to, well, ascend in your career, like we all are, I think this is a beautiful card to get. Strengthening your resources, strengthening your bank account, strengthening your personal income. I'm getting a kind of independence here. And I'm also getting, like I said earlier, about honing on to some kind of talent or skill. It is possible, like I said, about monetizing on something that is creative, okay, monetizing on a hobby. Maybe you weren't going about it correctly, right? Maybe you were just following it as a passion. You weren't following it as a career. So maybe it's time to switch on your business mind, and start thinking about how you can make that blueprint for success when it comes to your creative pursuits, and train yourself even more than you already have. You know what I mean? All right, now third house, ruled by Gemini. This is the house that talks about communication, travel, wit, intellect, intelligence, wisdom, humor, and all of that wonderful stuff. Now, Mercury it's already in shadow. It's going to go retrograde on the 29th of December. So we are starting the new year with not just Mars, but Mercury in retrograde as well. So that can cause a little bit of a hiccup when it comes to our communications and travel. But hopefully, we will get over that soon enough. The Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups in the light talks about a soul tribe. It talks about a soul family, people who understand your frequency. I cannot tell you how common this theme has been for 2023 readings about your environment. The Three of Cups, again, third house energy, it sits in place beautifully here. The people who you surround yourself with, okay, there is this quote about you are an average of the 5 people that you speak to most in the day, okay. When I heard that quote, I started cutting people out of my life, and I was very unapologetic about it. I feel like you're doing pretty much the same thing. You're understanding which people nourish your soul, which people nourish your spirit, and which people bring about that kind of combativeness in you. I feel like there could be people, like I said earlier, you may have been investing in people who weren't investing in you in return, and you're finally communicating about it. There could be conversations coming up that will bring this realization. Beautiful cosmic mirror. This is seeing the truth, because this is in the light. This is seeing the reality of things. Now, Neptune has been retrograding a lot of 2022, and that made us wear those rose-colored glasses, right? They made us see people in lights that, well, weren't very real. It's almost like we made up the beauty in certain people, and there was no beauty, okay? So I'm going to get one more here. The Six of Cups. That's beautiful. Now, the Six of Cups in the original language of tarot talks about a soul connection. And it's funny how I spoke about a soul tribe right here. I'm feeling that there is a recognition happening. You see how beautiful this is with the mirror and the Six of Cups. There's a recognition of soul ties you may have had in a past life, right? If you don't believe in past life connections, this could even just be childhood friends coming back in, people who've seen you grow, people who know your inner essence. Because when you're a child, you're authentic, right? Circumstances and life's trials and tribulations haven't molded you into the person you are today. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, right? But you've morphed into someone new. So who you were authentically when you were a child, I see those relationships coming back in. I see those friendships coming back in. And I see you conversing with these people. And again, if you do believe in past life connections, this could be a soulmate. So removing chaos, empty chatter with the Three of Cups, people who you thought could nourish you, conversations that you thought could nourish you, but they weren't deep enough. But with the Six of Cups, this is depth. It is also nostalgia. Again, since these planets are retrograding, it could talk about exes returning. So I would either look forward to it or just ignore it completely. Completely your call. I forgot to get you an oracle card. Concentration. Another Gemini card. Beautiful. This is Saturn in Gemini. I'm sorry, this was Jupiter in Capricorn. I mess up the symbols sometimes, okay? Please excuse me. You remember I was saying I'm getting Jupiterian energy here? I was getting it for a reason. I just messed up the symbol. Anyway, now with Saturn in Gemini, concentration, you see how interesting this card is for this particular house. You see the lips right there that are sealed, tight, shut. And you see those swords. Swords in the tarot represents communication, conversation. I feel like you are very focused on who you are talking to and where your lips need to be sealed. Okay, you are focusing on people who help you build a beautiful life for yourself. I don't know if you can see that web right there. That is, there's a pentacle right in the center, and the pentacle talks about permanence, longevity. So I'm feeling like connections that didn't have a lot of staying power, they are being removed from your reality by yourself, which is great, because you're not a sign that likes to expel energy willy-nilly, right? So this is focused communication. I like that. All right. Fourth house, ruled by Cancer. This talks about your home. It talks about your roots, about people who nourish you, people who ground you. It could be your family, ancestors, your actual home. It could be a home that you're building with somebody else even. We have the Two of Swords in shadow. So I'm guessing you're leaving behind some kind of indecision. I'm going to get one more here. The Seven of Cups. Yeah, there's been confusion. For some of you, you were probably confused about where it is that you want to live. Clearly. This could literally be choosing between different houses, apartments, or it could be between different cities or even countries, right? And again, I told you I was getting a slightly nomadic energy from your first house. So it's possible that you were moving around a lot for work, right? And you weren't really able to stabilize yourself anywhere. But again, that Neptunian energy is dissipating. So it's that confusion. This could also be in relationships, right? I did say building homes with other people or in other people. So whatever indecision and disillusionment there was in this regard, I feel like that's a thing of the past. Beautiful. You're embracing the Six of Wands. You're embracing success and victory. I'm going to get one more here because that's not telling me much. It's just telling me that you're going to be successful. And the King of Cups. Beautiful energy. For some of you, this is love coming in. And this is that home that I've been talking about, justice. That home that I've been talking about building that within somebody else. I don't usually recommend that because that it gives people a chance to leave us homeless. But I do feel that with the King of Cups and the Six of Wands, this is someone wanting to settle down with you, right? Or you wanting to settle down with somebody else. And the King of Cups is emotional stability. The Seven of Cups is emotional instability. You see that shift that's happening here. There's a sense of permanence and groundedness here. And I always say that when I see the King of Cups, even though it's a water energy, right? It's not earth. But for me, the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles are very similar people. No gender in tarot. Take the energy with you. But I feel like even if this is not someone else, this is you feeling very stable in your home environment. We have detachment. I feel like that's in the past. I was guided to place it to the left. This is Venus in Aquarius. You see that sailboat right there, that for me is nomadic energy. That is just being wishy-washy and not being able to truly attach yourself to anyone or anything. And then we have vision, Sun in Pisces. Beautiful. I feel like you know your future now. You know exactly what lights you up. You have that inner knowing, that deep inner knowing. And that fox is telling me that you're not running away anymore. Some of you may even have been running away from your feelings, right? And that's very common for earth signs. I'm not saying you run away from your feelings. You like to stay a little detached because you feel like that it stabilizes you, and I truly respect that. But I'm feeling with vision here, you see we're taking a jump from Aquarius to Pisces energy. Aquarius energy is known to be detached. Pisces energy is known to be super attached. So with the King of Cups and Pisces energy, some of you may be settling down with a water sign, or you may just be embracing your emotion. You may be feeling safe enough to express yourself because there's a sense of permanence that is coming about here for you finally. You know what I mean? Okay, spent a lot of time on that one. Let's talk about your fifth house. Now, this is ruled by Leo, and this talks about happy things. It talks about things that spark your curiosity and passion. Things that bring you energy. It could be your creative projects. It could be casual dating. It could be romance, children, all of that wonderful stuff. You're leaving behind the Page of Swords. I need one more here. That's not telling me much. And the Nine of Cups. I'm getting that you're leaving behind selfish energies. The Page of Cups in shadow can be somebody who's very investigative, but in a very controlling way. How should I put it? This isn't healthy curiosity. Okay, this could be someone who is kind of like a stalker. This is stalkerish energy, but very controlling stalkerism. You know what I mean? It can get borderline obsessive. So anything that was keeping you chained. And with the Nine of Cups, again, I'm getting selfishness. I feel like you were surrounded by people who weren't giving you space to breathe. Plain and simple. That's what I'm getting here. There wasn't enough freedom in your dating life. That's hilarious. I need one more. Oh, wow. That's interesting. You have both Pages of Swords in the light and the shadow. So you're getting the Hermit and the light Page of Swords. Healthy curiosity. And the Hermit is about healthy curiosity as well. You know what I'm getting? I feel like some of you are just going to, at least for the first half of the year, for the first few months of the year, you may be taking a little bit of time out to truly understand what you require in a partnership, right? And I've been talking about filtration systems and how, let's say, you're online dating, and I'm sure they have filters, right, as to who you are interested in and who you don't want, whose profile you don't want to come across, that kind of thing. So I feel like your checklist is increasing because you've realized that you have been attracting people who could be quite selfish and self-absorbed. But with the Hermit and the Page of Swords, you're taking a little bit of time out to truly understand what livens you up, right? What lights up your spirit? What kind of person lights up your spirit? And you may even have your eye on somebody. It is possible with the Page of Swords. Someone may have their eye on you. Interesting. Secrets. What did I say? What did I say? This is obsessive, controlling energy. This is Venus in Scorpio. I don't get a very nice energy from the Secrets card. I never do. Right? This is something that is very covered up. There's no room for these things to shine. There's no room for growth when it comes to the Secrets card. I'm gonna get one more. And we have Protection, Moon in Aries. I feel that there's a sense of self-preservation that is coming about here. Gap. With Secrets and Protection, you see, and the Hermit energy, you're being closed off a little bit to romance, right? And again, this doesn't have to reflect the entire year. We still have the 7th house to get to, which talks about your happily ever after. But a little bit of self-preservation is going to take you a long way here. Because I feel like people have been leeching off of your energy and they haven't been giving enough in return. Okay. All right. Let's get to the 6th house, ruled by Virgo. This talks about your health. It talks about your day-to-day routine, your schedule, your routine, and your to-do lists. I just said routine twice. Pardon me. Leaving behind the 3 of Swords. I feel like you're going to be done healing physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. If you've had a difficult year, like a lot of us have, and you spent most of the year healing from whatever that pain was, you're going to be done healing. I also feel if some of you have been unwell, if you've been recovering from a surgery or anything of that kind, any kind of chronic illness, I feel like you would have reached your destination. You would have healed by the end of 2023 or even much before that, to be honest with you. We have the Lovers. How beautiful. I need one more here. Oh, that's what it is. You are healing from heartbreak. I need one more. 8 of Wands. I'm almost feeling like, okay, I'm getting 2 stories here. One, I feel like you would have successfully healed from whatever heartbreak this was, Virgo. And just when you have healed, this energy comes back in. And that happens, right? When we successfully detach ourselves from a certain energy, it whooshes back in because it senses that detachment. That's one story. The second thing I'm getting is whatever pain this was, okay? There's a transformation that is happening that may return this energy to you in a better way. I know this is not your 7th house, it is your 6th house. But then again, your day-to-day routine was probably affected. Your schedule was probably affected because of this pain. Whatever it is, I see a transformation. I see some kind of healing. Now the Tower comes about, and this is a happy Tower because it's in the light deck, right? So this it's a good change. It's some kind of like rapid transformation that makes your heart happy. Oh, we have 2. I did not mean to do that. We have influence and births. So we have Mercury in Libra and we have Venus in Cancer. You see with the birth card, that is a rebirth. That is the initiation of something. And with influence, I'm not again getting a bad energy from this. I feel like whoever this is that is coming back into your daily routine, I have to speak that language because this is the 6th house. There's a sweet influence that is coming about here because Venus in Cancer is a very, very sweet energy. It is someone who wants to nourish and protection. Someone who almost comes about as a soothing balm, even if they're the ones who caused that infliction, that wounding. You know what I mean? What else am I getting here? It is possible also for some of you, if you've been, like I said, healing from a surgery or a chronic illness, this could be even a mother, because Venus in Cancer could be very nurturing energy, and it is the sign of the mother. So it could be a mother or a mother figure coming in to help look after you. And it could also, again, be a partner, because we do have the Lovers card. Someone who soothes your pain. Okay. 7th house, getting to the good stuff. This is ruled by Libra, and this is the energy of, well, the house of your long-term commitments, longevity, partnerships, marriage, business partnerships as well. Leaving behind the 4 of Cups, leaving behind apathy, leaving behind things that, well, were just boring. I feel like there was... It's almost like the universe was bringing in offers and opportunities to you that did not sit well with your frequency. Okay, it's almost like those things may have looked good on paper, but once you really started indulging in them, you were like, I'm bored. Or just apathetic and dissatisfied. And you're embracing the 4 of Wands. That is beautiful. Energy. What did I say here? About building that home with someone. The 4 of Wands is literally building a home with someone. It is also the halfway to marriage card. And just FYI, we have the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to take it because this is 4th house energy. And we've been getting 4s. Right? And again, 7, 4 and 7, 4 and 7, 4 and 7. Your 4th house and your 7th house are very deeply integrated. So your love life and your security. And you see again here, 4 and 7. Cancer, Libra. That's very interesting, Cap. Very interesting. 4, again. 2 4s in your 7th house. I can't stop saying that. 4 and 7 makes 11. Okay. Whatever this is going to be very quick. It's going to come in very, very fast. You may have to travel to meet this person. They may need to travel to meet you. This is Cancer energy. You could be attracting a Cancer or a Libra. You have a lot of Cancer, Libra happening here, or even a Pisces. But whatever was dissatisfactory and slow moves in very, very fast. We have innovation. I'm almost getting flexibility here. I'm getting the sense of how, we're not just one archetype in one body, right? We're multiple different people. And sometimes we need to adapt ourselves to certain situations and certain people so that there's more harmony, right? I'm not talking about being a chameleon and, just being fake. This is more about bringing out certain parts of yourself to almost mingle correctly with certain types of people. Does that make sense? That's versatility. So with innovation, I'm getting that you are not being very rigid, and neither is this person. Discrimination. Venus in Virgo. And you know what I feel? I feel like this person meets your standards. Because Virgo is the energy of being very practical and being very critical of who and what they invite into their life. You see, she's trying to choose a butterfly that is going to change her life, right? I feel like whoever this butterfly is, this butterfly is the exact color you want it to be. Okay, doesn't have to be physically. It could even just be emotionally and spiritually. I did speak about the 6 of Cups right here, right? So this could be a soul recognition of someone who suits your pattern. I like that. All right, 8th house, ruled by Scorpio. This talks about things that we don't speak about in polite society, okay? This is death, debt, taxes, intimacy, the occult, other people's money, like I mentioned before. We have the Emperor in shadow. Interesting. We have the 6 of Cups in shadow at the bottom. What are you embracing? The Knight of Pentacles. I need one more. The 10 of Swords. You've learned something here. There's been a very deep lesson here, Cap. I feel like with the Emperor in shadow, again, you remember I was talking about a boss or somebody with some kind of authority who was misusing that authority. So whoever this is, this could be even someone maybe you owed money to, or you owed something to, right? Someone you were obligated to in some way. The Emperor in Shadow misuses their authority, misuses the control that they have over people, right? So I feel like you are very slowly but very steadily extracting yourself from whatever this energy is. This could honestly even be a father or a father figure, right? Someone who maybe owes you an inheritance. Does that make sense? But you almost feel like they're dangling that inheritance over your head like a carrot, like, okay, dance. You know what I'm saying? It's a very controlling and manipulative energy. It doesn't have to be a father figure. It's just someone who may have done something for you, and they're holding it over your head that you owe me now. This could be monetary, this could be love, this could be energy, this could be intimacy, whatever it may be. But with the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords, there's a slow realization that I have repeated this lesson 10 times. I have enough information that I can finally close this chapter out and move forward with my life. I always say the Ten of Swords, excuse the hammering, I don't know how loud it is for you, it's very loud for me. The Ten of Swords, every 10 in the tarot for me is a graduation card, right? It is an ending that leads to a new beginning. It leads to an elevation. The Ten of Swords resets to an Ace of Swords. There is clarity coming in now. It may be slow to come, okay? But I'm almost feeling like aha moments are very uncommon. They're quite rare, right? Realizations, especially when they come about slowly and steadily, they are more sustainable. They are truths that last in your psyche. Does that make sense? Oh God, that hammer is driving me crazy. We have adaptability, Moon in Gemini. Interesting. It's a decent card, okay? But look at the illustration. It's almost like you were juggling so much work. You were doing so much, right? But I feel like you still felt like you were being oppressed. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I feel like both of these figures are you. There was still a sense of oppression here. There was still a sense of being controlled to some level. I feel like you bent over backwards to accomplish whatever this was, but you just got stabbed in the back. And then we have optimism, 2 moon cards. So there's a lot of feeling attached in this house. Because your moon sign represents, well, your inner self, right? Moon in Sagittarius is, well, escape to an extent. It's not even optimism. I feel like you're just escaping whatever darkness this is, because again, the 8th house is Plutonian, right? It is Hades energy. It is the underworld. So with this is almost like chariot-like energy for me. I feel like you're moving forward with your life. The Knight of Pentacles is saying pretty much the same thing. So even if you feel like you're still stuck in this situation, whatever this is that is controlling you, manipulating you, just know that you will be able to pull yourself out of it eventually. It's also possible that if you owe somebody money and you're in debt, slowly and steadily, you're going to pay it all back and you're going to have your freedom. Just remain optimistic. Stay your course. Okay? It's not going to resonate for everyone. This was quite specific. All right. And keep that in mind. Not every house is going to resonate with you. All right? Just take whatever does and leave the rest for someone else. Now, your 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius. And it's nice how everything is bleeding into each other. This talks about your personal philosophy. It talks about broader horizons. It talks about spirituality. Things without borders, right? It could talk about travel as well. Wherever your mind roams when it is free. I need to get the door. Excuse me a minute. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. Whatever broadens your horizons is what I was getting to. It could also talk about religion and spirituality. Leaving behind the King of Swords. You know, you're leaving behind a sense of rigidity is what I'm getting. You're leaving behind this sense of stubbornness even. The King of Swords can also be someone who is perpetually irritated. It's someone who is always angry, right? This to an extent is Mars retrograde in Gemini, right? It's someone who feels like he or she, no gender in tarot, constantly has to defend themselves. Sagittarius as an energy is very free spirited. Okay, it is the energy of just wanting to roam, of wanting to have adventures and just soar, fly, be free, right? And the King of Swords is anything but. It is a very controlling energy. I feel like throughout your reading, Cap, you're already controlled by Saturn, right? And Saturn is a very difficult planet to be ruled by, right? Saturn puts you in a box, which is why you have such strong morals and you have such a strong work ethic and you're disciplined, because Saturn makes you like that. So you're already very well molded. I feel like you don't need any more control. If anything, you need to be free. You need to grab each and every chance you get for freedom. Not the nomadic kind of freedom where you can't settle down and create roots for yourself. Oh my God, this hammering. But more like mental freedom, spiritual freedom, so that you're not constrained in any way, you know? Beautiful. What did I say? What did I say about adventure? About letting your spirit roam. The Page of Wands is exactly that. This is, for me, Sagittarius energy. It is the explorer. For some of you, I feel like earlier, if you were traveling for work or the travels that you were indulging in weren't bringing your soul the comfort that you intended them to, it's almost like those trips would leave you feeling homesick. You know what I mean? Or they would leave you feeling drained. Or you would feel like you need a vacation from your vacation. That kind of thing. I'm almost feeling like wherever you go now, the travels you have now, whether they are even physical travels or travels through reading, because books transport you to different places, right? I feel like those aspects are just going to open you up. They're going to broaden your horizons. And I'm also feeling that if there was any kind of dogmas surrounding your spirit because of social construct, or this was some kind of philosophy that you grew up with, or some kind of religious beliefs that were keeping you stuck, you're breaking free of them. I'm not saying you're becoming an atheist. I'm almost saying that sometimes certain traditions box us up. Okay? And that is when it becomes fanaticism. And it deviates from faith. This may trigger somebody. I'm sorry if it does, but that's just what I'm feeling. Okay. Let's get you an oracle for this. I got really hyper in that house. We have excitement. Yes. You need excitement. Mercury in Gemini. You need some kind of excitement. I feel like a lot of your energy was being not diverted. A lot of your energy was being put into places, people, situations, or holidays, or whatever that were leaving you drained, that weren't bringing you that Ace of Wands energy almost. You know, something that lights up your spirit, the Kundalini energy that we talk about. Right? We're constantly, at least people who are spiritual, we're constantly trying to have that Kundalini awakening, because it's one of the most surreal experiences in one's lifetime. I feel like you are now looking forward to things that will, well, strengthen all your lower chakras. Beautiful. I love it. We have the Knight of Cups in shadow at the bottom. All right. Any kind of misdirected action or movement is out the window. You are being very purposeful about everything that you do this year, Cap, and I love that. Okay, 10th house, which is ruled by you. This is about your career, your public image, your income. The Two of Cups. Ooh, in shadow. I need one more here. And the Queen of Wands. Or is that the Queen of Pentacles? What is Serpents? I always forget. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, interesting. Two of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. You know what? I need another one. I'm still confused. Eight of Swords. I'm getting a very similar energy to your second house. I feel that you could have thought that whatever it is that you do for a living, okay, it matched your frequency. Because that is what the Two of Cups is. It's usually a love card, but I'm not going to bring that in here. This is something that matches the frequency of your higher self. We all have a higher self within us, spirits, right? The best version of us is our higher self. So you may have felt that your career matched your frequency, but it actually didn't. With the Queen of Pentacles in shadow, the Queen of Pentacles in the light aspect is somebody who puts her oxygen mask on before helping other people. Her or him, no gender in tarot. But I feel like there was no self-nourishment that was happening through this activity, through this career. There was a mismatch. You were feeling drained and empty, okay? Your wallet may have been filling up. It's possible. But you were stuck in your head. The Eight of Swords is a mental prison. This is ruminating and just going over the same problems over and over and over again and not being able to, well, pull yourself out of it. Whatever was causing you anxiety when it comes to your career, you are getting, you're mastering whatever this is. You're coming into control. Nine of Wands, yeah. This is the wounded warrior. This is you not giving up. This is you standing strong in the face of adversity. And the Eight of Swords in the light, breaking free. Those swords are disintegrating. You're breaking free from whatever mental pattern this is. I'm spending so much time here because this is your house. I want it to be very clear for you. Yes, what did I say? I was getting Ace of Wands energy in your 9th house. That this is what you deserve. You deserve something that lights you up. You deserve this passion. Whatever this Kundalini awakening is that you are set to have in 2023, it's going to be very closely related to what you do for a living, Cap. And that makes sense because you're all about your career. I also feel like some of you may be in the public eye. You may be getting famous. It is possible. You may be getting recognized. There's recognition, reward for merit that is coming about here. And all because you have not given up. You know, sometimes we when we feel defeated on a particular career path, we just like scrap the whole thing entirely. That, okay, maybe I'm not supposed to be a banker. Maybe I'm not supposed to be a baker. Maybe I'm not supposed to be a gardener. All because other people made us question our own worth. Okay? Whether it's a boss, whether it's friends or a romantic partner or someone who just didn't have faith in you, they bring you down. They bring your self-esteem and your worth down and you give up. But I'm almost feeling like you are not giving up on whatever this is. You are standing strong. You have another fight left in you. You're getting out of your head and you're embracing a brand new start for yourself in your career. I absolutely love this. Like I said, this isn't just going to make your wallet happy. This is going to make your soul happy. We do have strength right here, which is fire energy. So there's something's lighting a fire under your bum gap. And it's going to give you a reason to wake up in the morning. Jump out of bed in the morning. Status. Stunning. Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter in Taurus is a beautiful card to get in the 10th house because Taurus rules the 2nd house. Taurus is ruled by Venus, which is a planet of finances. What did I say about recognition? The couple right there, they are being, well, coronated. Right? What do you have here? Control. You have a card of Cap. You're reading, I was sleepy, I am wide awake. Your 2nd house has a 10th house card and your 10th house has a 2nd house card. You see how closely they are integrated. Your personal wealth, your sense of stability and groundedness and security, financial security. You are not going to have anything to worry about in 2023. That I can guarantee you. I'm also feeling some of you may be getting into business with another person. You may be leaving a corporation behind and you may be starting, well, a business partnership with another person. But there is recognition here. And there is, I don't like to talk about status because, I mean, it can trigger people and it can sound a little crass. But I don't think this is that kind of status. This is just like people seeing your worth, you know, seeing what you're capable of. All right, beautiful. I love this reading. Let's talk about your 11th house, which is ruled by Aquarius. And this is the house that talks about your community, neighborhood, your friends, and social groups, all of that lovely stuff. Yeah, I like that. Ace of Cups. And this energy, again, has been very common. Like I said, it's a very common theme. The Ace of Cups is artificial love. Okay, the Ace of Cups is a toxic cup of love, a toxic cup of friendship, a toxic cup of empathy and compassion. Stuff that, again, looks nice and shiny, but there's no substance. You know, I'm also getting, it's almost like resting. People using you as a stepping stone. Does that make sense? Like, taking credit, people taking credit where the credit was due to you. I feel like you're leaving fake friendships behind. And we did get that with the Three of Cups energy right here. Knight of Wands. I need one more, but this is a beautiful card to get in the light. And the King of Wands. Wow. The universe is like, good you asked. There's a sense of elevation here. There's a sense of really being careful about who it is that sparks your fire, who it is that brings about light in your life. Okay, the King and the Knight of Wands are people who are very focused. They are not, I wouldn't say they're disciplined, but they're very passionate about what it is that they are doing. The Knight of Wands is very passionate about delivering that wand. The King of Wands is very passionate about making sure that that wand stays healthy, that wand stays growing, right? You see, it has little flowers and stuff growing right there. So both of these people are passionate. Both of these people are inspirational. They are people who don't give up. Nine of Wands. I'm almost feeling like I told you earlier, people who didn't see your worth, people who lacked faith in your capabilities, people who celebrated your losses, okay, but weren't there to celebrate your wins. You're letting them go. And I'm almost I'm looking at the King and the Knight of Wands as cheerleaders. You see, that kind of looks like a cheerleader. People who celebrate your wins. People who give you that pat on your back. People who appreciate you. Those are the people that you're keeping around. And I'm also getting that these could be friendships that, again, like I said earlier, you may be creating something new with somebody, right? You may be collaborating. And this could even just be like joining a book club, you know, whatever sparks your passion. I feel like there's a new community that you are entering into. A community that could be very different from the one that you were a part of earlier. Some of you may even be joining like, what are they called? You know, those people who all have the same motorcycle and then they take these long trips together. What are they called? There's a word for it. But that's what I'm getting. You know, like people who have a common passion and, well, cheer each other on. Interesting. We have loss. Yeah, exactly. Ace of Cups in the shadow was loss. So you are losing out on certain people. Most definitely. Saturn and Pisces. And then we have inheritance. Saturn in Scorpio. I need one more, but I'm getting like your personality is shifting just a little bit because you're inheriting other people's energies in a good way. Ostentation. Wow, you have 3 Saturn cards. Saturn is in Aquarius right now. Is it not? Yeah, Saturn is in Aquarius right now. And this is an Aquarius house, which is why you're experiencing so much Saturnian energy here. I would beware of people who pretend to be who they're not. Ostentation can be this energy of, I'm also getting, wow, I'm getting so much here. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit. With inheritance and ostentation, I'm getting people who haven't worked a day in their life, okay, and who've been given large sums of money by ancestors, family, whatever, and they pretend to one-up you at every step, even though you're the one who's worked your ass off and gotten to the status where you are, gotten to the place where you are, and these other people are just parading around you and trying to prove themselves to be better than you, even though they've done nothing to actually achieve that status. That's for some of you. It's very specific. But for the others, I'm feeling like with ostentation, I'm getting a kind of loyalty here. Okay? I'm getting very I'm getting fearless protection. I don't know why I'm getting that, because Taurus is a very protective sign. It is a bull-headed sign, but it is someone who will fight to the death. So I'm almost getting that the people, that the friendships that you will be creating or strengthening this year, they will have your back. Most definitely. And they will do anything. They will bend over backwards to protect you and to just be by your side. Slightly vague house, but I did the best I could. With so much Saturnian influence, Saturn is blocking me as well. It's putting me in a box. It's not letting me create a more elaborate story for you. All right. 12th house, ruled by Pisces. This is a slightly elusive house. This is the house that talks about spirituality, your subconscious mind, your dream world, and all of that. Things that are hidden, basically. You're leaving behind the Wheel of Fortune. That's beautiful. We have the Ten of Swords in shadow at the bottom. Some of you may have been getting nightmares about your future. Interesting. Beautiful. Cap. The Ace of Cups. You had it in shadow. You have it in the light now. I'm not going to pull more. You know what I'm getting? Your 11th house is bleeding into your 12th. I feel like the environment that you were a part of, the people that were pouring emptiness in you, right, left you feeling drained. And the Ten of Swords that we saw at the bottom of the deck, right here, I feel like this caused a shift in your psyche. And I have been saying, you have the Ten of Swords in the light as well. That's a graduation, right? Now the Wheel of Fortune talks about, in the shadow, talks about taking matters into your own hands. And I feel like you finally did that. And you started surrounding yourself with people who started nourishing your spirit. What happens when you do that? You have enough to feed the world. Some of you, for a very small number of you, because of all the pain that you have experienced, we did see the Three of Swords right here in your 6th house. All the pain that you may have experienced has trained you to not just heal yourself, but heal other people as well. So you are spiritually being fulfilled and will be fulfilled in 2023, so you can help motivate the people around you. I get a whole lot of, like, with that soul recognition as well, this could be like a soulmate or somebody, I don't know why I'm getting this so strongly, someone who awakens you. This could just even be your higher self. We have been talking about Kundalini awakenings. We have rebellion, Mars in Aquarius. And we have charity, another Saturnian energy, Saturn in Cancer. I need one more. Charity makes sense. Bluff, Jupiter in Gemini. I need one more. This is an elusive house, so I need to dig deep. And we have domination, Mars in Sagittarius. I am getting healthy rebellion here. I am getting that the people and the social groups that you had surrounded yourself with, the social constructs that had put you in that box cap, you are breaking free of them. And with charity and bluff, I'm almost feeling like you are not burning any bridges here, but you are. It's almost like like I said, healthy rebellion, right? So it's almost like, okay, you know what I'm getting? I'm getting something so ridiculous, but I'm just going to say it to express myself. So like, let's say you want to attend a midnight yoga session. Okay, hear me out. You want to attend a midnight yoga session, but if you're living with your parents, for example, you have a curfew, right? That yoga is great for you. But your parents are not understanding that. They're like, you cannot be out of the house past 11 p.m. So you sneak out. You sneak out to do yoga. That's what I'm getting. Okay. So some of you are trying to do something really wonderful for yourself and for your community, but you're almost feeling like you're going to be judged for it. So you're telling little white lies. And I celebrate you for that. I think that's absolutely beautiful. This is so funny. I can't stop laughing. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, even with the Wheel of Fortune in shadow and the Ace of Cups, you're doing something wonderful for your community and for yourself. But you're just having to, it's almost like Superman, right? It's like Clark Kent. like journalist by day and superhero by night. So it's like you're doing something wonderful for people, but you're not letting them know. There could be, for some of you, you could even be donating anonymously to charities or whatever, not wanting that recognition, but just wanting to give. You're going to, some of you are healers. You're most definitely healers, and you're not wanting to take any credit for it. Wow, Cap, what a beautiful energy. I love it. What a strange story. Sneaking out to do yoga, exchanging gifts. You see? This is yin energy, and this is absolutely beautiful. I feel like whatever you have been learning, Cap, whatever you have learned in 2022 has made you so wise that you are now in a position to exchange that wisdom with other people. You are finally in social dynamics where you want to exchange frequencies, and you're not trying to hold yourself back. Saturn likes to do that. Like I said, puts you in a box. Puts you in a box. Saturn puts you in a box. But from that box, from that discipline, you're still giving and receiving. You are not breaking any moral codes here. You are not breaking any kind of rules that you have set for yourself. But through all of that wisdom, you are helping nourish others and getting their frequency back in return. What a beautiful reading, Cap. I think this has been the best reading I've done so far. You're the 10th sign I'm reading for. Wow. I absolutely love it. I hope this helped. I hope this wasn't too esoteric for you guys, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself. So I hope this helped you guys, and have a beautiful year. I will see you in the next reading. Bye-bye.